Well, last year Herman Miller launched Living Office, which is our response to the sort of changes that we see in the world of work. And I think mobility is a part of that. I think the office has to give a reason for people to want to be there. And increasingly that reason is simply to be with other people. We can do all of the work that we need to do from the parking lot or from our home, but still the office is where then we come together. And increasingly there's value in creative work and in idea generation. So that's what's creating value. And that kind of work you can't do remotely. People can't collaborate, co-create. They can't sort of get to these good ideas faster when they're not together. So the office is really about coming together and bringing people together. Then it should be a place where it allows you to perform at your job better than you would be able to do it anywhere else. When people can choose to work at Starbucks or in the parking lot or wherever they're going to work, then you need to create an environment that enhances their experience of work and makes them better at what they're trying to do. So the analogy I like is kind of like a recording studio, or to think about work versus singing. Like, you can sing anywhere. You can sing in the shower, you can sing in your car, but you can sing in an environment like a cathedral where the natural reverb of a cathedral will kind of enhance the performance. It will inspire you. You can sing in a recording studio, which has been designed solely for the purpose of capturing the sonics of the human voice. In a way, I feel like the office needs to then become more like the cathedral or the recording studio. Either in a way like the cathedral, does it inspire you to have a greater performance? Or like the recording studio, is it an environment that's optimized so that you perform better than you would anywhere else and you capture that performance, or others do, right? So I think, in general then what we're seeing is the office doesn't have to be this thing that's this sort of standardized, repeated model that we've come to where, I'm 150 square feet, Corey's 150 square feet, add us up, you need a 300 square foot office. Now I get 64 of that for myself and you get 64 of that for yourself, and then we get a conference room. It's not about that. It's more like, well, what are Corey and Sam gonna do? Well, we're gonna have creative workshops. We need to have this kind of space. What's the kind of space that suits the activity that we're gonna do? What's the kind of space that speaks to the character of that organization and those individuals, and then ultimately fits the purpose of what we're doing. Then underneath that, taking Herman Miller's kind of human-centered approach to design, where we not only think about the sort of ergonomic fit, the physical fit of the individual in the space, but we also think about the group dynamic of the space, and then we think about kind of both the cognitive and physical layers of how we experience it. So we're looking at all of those things, and that's kind of the nutshell of what Living Office is about. And I think in a way, Alexander Girard presaged all of that commentary with the quote that's on the wall at the front of the gallery. But there's an element of offices aren't just becoming more casual, but there are casual parts of an office that might be not unlike what we have right here, where for a certain kind of work, where we just can have a conversation, or where you're just having, there's a certain kind of work that can happen in an environment like this just as well as a meeting room, right? And because it's an environment that gives us a certain feeling, maybe we'll have a better conversation. So that's kind of where I see the world of work going. And Girard always was presaging the future. But we pulled this quote I really love, where he talks about how offices are becoming more home-like and homes are becoming more kind of not office-like necessarily, but that they're sharing a quality. So in a way, I don't think that there's a limitation to where that you can use the pieces. And I think he wouldn't do that either. It's about where they feel right to be used by you. So if it's in an office, or if it's in a bedroom, or if it's in a living room, it's kind of whatever works for you.